Okay, good morning, everybody. Today we're going to start reviewing for the EOC, and I'm going to do a short little review today on the organic compounds and enzymes. So I've filled in part of this chart for you, and just to remind you, the printed version of this, there's a PDF of this under the review, and there's also an empty one under there if you'd like to try it yourself first or to fill it in as we go along. Today. So just remember that all organic compounds have to contain carbon, and they were living or once were living or came from something living. So a good example is honey. Honey comes from bees. Honey itself is not alive, although it does come from something living, and one of the main elements in it is carbon. Okay, so once you've established that something is organic, the four main organic compounds that you have to know in biology are listed here: carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, and nucleic acids. So the examples of carbohydrates are sugars and starches. So anything that is a sugar and a starch is a carbohydrate. Lipids are fats, oils, and waxes. Proteins are meat, muscle tissue, hormones, hair, antibodies. There's a whole lot of examples of proteins. And then your nucleic acids, the only two kinds are DNA and RNA. So DNA and RNA kind of give itself away as a nucleic acid because that's what the NA and the NA stand for, nucleic acid. Okay, so guys, if I had to guess, probably the most important part or most common skill that you'll have to do with organic compounds is you'll have to match the organic compound with its subunits. So I've seen it as a click and drag. I've seen it as a matching. I've seen it as multiple choice. Okay, so those are all options. So carbohydrates, the building blocks are monosaccharides, and that should be easy to remember because a saccharide is a sugar. Lipids, the building blocks are fatty acids. I think most of you know that a lipid is a fat. You can think of a fat lip. I don't care how you remember it, but that's what you need to match. Proteins are amino acids, and we've done that a lot when we did our DNA unit. And then nucleic acids, its subunit is a nucleotide. So the word nucleo is in there for nucleic. So this should be easy to match. This should be easy to match, and I feel this one is. So then you've got amino acids and proteins by default. Okay, so the test for these compounds hasn't been on the exam in a long time, so that's why that part is left blank. You really just have to know the examples, and most importantly, you have to be able to match these. Okay, all right, so a special kind of organic compound, specifically a protein, are enzymes. So one of the simplest things you have to remember is that an enzyme is a protein, okay, and their job is to speed up chemical reactions. That is their role, okay? So you have enzymes in your spit, in your bloodstream. They run almost every reaction in your body. Plants have enzymes to help them with photosynthesis, so they're very important proteins. Enzymes are shape specific, kind of like a lock and key scenario. So like this one fits specifically with this one, and that means enzymes are picky. They only work on specific things. If you have an enzyme that breaks down fats, it can't break down any other organic compound, okay? Usually the last three letters are ASE, not all the time. Trypsin is an example. That's an enzyme that works in your small intestine, and it definitely doesn't end in ASE, but the word usually tells you what it breaks down. So as an example, if you have an enzyme called lipase, it breaks down lipids. Okay, sucrase would break down sucrose, and so on. And when you change the temperature in them, it also changes their behavior. They won't be able to work as well. Okay, so if you have an enzyme that works well at normal body temperature, 98.6 or 22 degrees Celsius, it wouldn't work very well if you increase the temperature or decrease the temperature. So just remember that enzymes are very picky, okay? So guys, that's all I have for you today for this short little lesson. Okay, so what I'd like for y'all to do is do the 2 Ed puzzle assignments that I have assigned, and then I also would like you to try that Book-It homework. And if you can search for me under Quizlet, I have all of these things as study cards that you can also do. Okay, if you have any questions, I want you to email me. And also, if you want the review packet printed, I need you to let me know, and I will print you one, and I'll have it waiting for you in the front office. Okay? Hope you guys have a great day and start studying now. Thank you.